Hey guys, Marijka here, Melton Public Library, back with you this week for more books. Two will be graphic novels, two will be novels in verse. So here we go. First book that I have for you today is called Camp Whatever, and it is by Grine. So Willow and her family are moving to nowhere, and to make the move easier, her parents decide to drop her off at a week-long camp called Camp Nowhere, which seems weird, but so Camp Nowhere is located on an island, and it is completely surrounded by fog, which is a little weird. And from the start, things start getting crazy. Like snacks are coming up missing. The counselors are all weird. The cook is probably a vampire. There's like big hairy arms under the bed. Just really crazy stuff. This is a really great suspense graphic novel with amazing pictures, and I just thought that this book fit the vibe of spookiness that October brings. So that is Camp Whatever, and it is by Chris. Next book that I have for you is called Samira Surfs, and this book is about Samira and her family. They are from Myanmar. I'm not going to be able to say that today, but her family prefers to call it Burma, which is what it used to be called before it was taken over and renamed. So they are now refugees who had to flee to Bangladesh. Unfortunately, the journey was very long and it was really harsh, and her grandparents died along the way. So now that they're in Bangladesh, it is really hard, and the family is having a really hard time trying to shake like the refugee status, and also trying to figure out how they belong in this new world and make ends meet. So to help her family, Samira sells eggs on the beach, and it's one day while she's on the beach, she finds an advert for a surfing competition, and she decides that she wants to enter this surfing competition to win the money, and this money will save her family. The only problem is that Samira is a girl, and girls are not allowed to swim or surf. So when she starts learning how to surf, it is very dangerous for her in the water and then out of the water. So this is just like a wonderful story that has so many beautiful elements to it and so many wonderful graphics that go along with these things. The characters are beautiful, and there's just this wovenness, or this kindness that is like woven through the story. And her family is going through a lot of really hard things, but at the same time, they just consistently love each other. And I feel like just this story is something that we need to hear. So that is Samira Surfs. Next book that I have for you is Mischief and Mayhem, and this book is by Lamug. So Missy gets accepted to superhero school, which is amazing. The only problem is that she maybe lied on the application, and she in all actuality does not have any sort of superpowers whatsoever. But what she does have is that she is brilliant, and your brain is an amazing power, and the fact that she knows how to fully utilize that, I think, is pretty amazing. But the school does not. So she is humiliated and kicked out. So she decides that she is going to become a supervillain, because to be a supervillain, you do not have to have all of those silly requirements like superpowers. You just have to be villainous, and surely cannot be hard to be villainous, right? So this is just an amazing story about Missy and her cat, which then just makes the story that much better. It's just a hilarious, wild ride with beautiful artwork and a great storyline about family and friends and ultimately doing what's right. That is Mischief and Mayhem, and it is by Ken Lamug. I have talked about this book before, but this book is just amazing and needs to be talked about all the time. And it is called Starfish by Fipps. So Ellie is overweight. She knows this, and still somehow, and for some reason, the world and everyone around her seems to constantly feel the need to remind her of how much space they feel she is taking up in this world, which is ridiculous because we should all take up as much space as we need to. So she's bullied all the time about her weight. And unfortunately, the time that she is bullied the most is a time when she should feel safe and secure, and that is when she's at home, because Ellie's biggest bully is her mother. The only time that Ellie feels the absolute weightless and quiet is when she's in her pool, and it is her absolute favorite time. But Ellie must learn to take that feeling and learn how to bring it outside of the pool, how to quiet the noise in her life, and to learn to be unapologetically herself. So this is just an absolutely beautiful novel in verse, and it is Starfish by Fipps. So those are my books, but I am going to put up a little slide right after this of some books that I could not talk about this month that I think that you'll like and you should check out, and then I will see you next month. Bye.